How to understand philanthropy in serving God's creature, part 1. It's very important we understand philanthropy. I have many times shared with you a definition about philanthropy. That philanthropy is a way to express love to the community. It is a moment to see what can we do into making the community better than yesterday. To labor for the community, not for ourselves only. Now, when we talk about philanthropy, many a times people focus on humanity only. But I'm so delighted after I've realized that that's what people do. I have found grace to come speak about understanding philanthropy in serving God's creatures. This is the part 1 of this communication. It's quite a series where in some parts I will also show you how this can be done in spaces. This is the speaking, the showing is coming. So philanthropy, according to God, the creator of the universe, whenever we talk about philanthropy, God is so pleased that we exercise philanthropy in all his creature. I need you to understand that when we express love to the community for humanity, we also under obligation to express love to God's creature. You might be asking and wondering, Shalom man, what are we now talking about when you go in depth about philanthropy this way? Yes, it is what it is, folks. We are under obligation to express love to all God's creature through philanthropy arm. What are God's creature, if I may share with you? God's creature, we talk of 3 aspects around this life. Number 1, we talk of people, humanity. Number 2, we talk of animals. Number 3, we talk of nature. We talk of trees, etc., etc. So these are God's creature. And have you noticed that these complement the other? Let me, in a nutshell, show you how. Human beings breathe the air that passes through nature, through trees, because trees do clean the air that we breathe. We have found assistance through nature. We eat meat. These are animals. We have animals supporting and helping us live better in our communities. There are a lot of things that we can talk about animals that have helped humanity live better in this life. So already I've touched these 3 cycles: humanity, nature, and animals. So these 3 are of good importance in the time of our living. God created this intentionally, that we'll be able to live precisely. See, we cannot breathe well without nature. God has to create these 3 aspects to complement the other. For animals, they need people in some ways. Nature needs people in some ways. So we need to complement these 3 going further. So that's why I, the philanthropist, the Shalom man, have come that we may understand and get a moment to complement these 3 creatures of God. We are under obligation to understand philanthropy in serving God's creature in this life. As human beings, this is how we can exercise philanthropy in the time of the living and in regards to God's creature. I mean all God's creature. We as philanthropists, We are under obligation to exercise love to the community, focusing on humanity, number one, and focusing on animals. We are under obligation to take care of animals. We are under obligation to not to harm animals anyhow. We are under obligation to keep animals well with care in this time of the living. We talk of nature. We mustn't cut trees anytime, anyhow. We must preserve nature, keep the environment clean. This is expressing and understanding philanthropy in saving God's creature going further. Animals needs humanity to live well in this life. Nature needs humanity to live well, to be well taken care of. Can't you see? Without us human, nature is incomplete. Without us human, animals are incomplete. Without animals, us human, we are incomplete. Without nature, us human, we are incomplete. So we ought to complement all this going further, applying philanthropy every other time. Let us have the heart for the community as we have the heart for the nature, for the environment, as we have heart for the animals going further. There are some people that when they see maybe they are walking down the streets, they see dogs or cats just taking a walk. All they think of it is to pick a stone, to wanting to hit those animals. We talk of dogs, we talk of cats. But why is this like that in communities? Let us every other time exercise philanthropic living, even as we take care for God's creature going further. I am so delighted because I trust this was of good help to you into understanding how to understand philanthropy, even as we serve God's creature going further. You have a role to play. I have a role to play. Every other time, let us take care of the environment. Every other time, let us take care of humanity. Every other time, let us take care of animals going further. See, as we live in this life, let us think outside the box how not to harm the other creature, other God's creature, because God entrusted us as his stewards to make this life worth a living for animals, to make this life worth a living for humans, to make this life worth a living for nature. How is your environment like? Is your environment dirty? Ensure to make it clean. Ensure to treat your trees well. I found much privilege to learn about climate justice and faith activism in the California Lutheran University, where our lecturers happened to teach us to say, pray for nature, pray for trees, that they live long, because they give us fresh air to breathe, oxygen. Wow, I was touched to that extent to say, wow, surely God is alive. With that study that I did, they helped me understand broader about other God's creature. Yay, you don't know. Wow. So thank you so much. And I hope this communication was of good help to you into understanding a lot of things about philanthropy in taking care of God's creature going further. It's I, the Shalom Man, deeply love you. Let me see you on the next one. Don't hesitate to teach other brothers and sisters in the way to go, in how to live philanthropically. I love you. Blessings.